Here's a shift that's already changing how customers find businesses, and most owners haven't caught up to it yet. People are not Googling the way they used to. They open ChatGPT, they ask a question, they read the answer, and they act on it. They never scroll a page of blue links, so your website can rank number one on Google and still be invisible because the buyer never saw a results page. They saw one answer from the AI. The new game is simple to say. You have to be inside that answer. Today, I'm going to show you with real numbers how AI decides who to quote and the exact way to make it quote you. Let me give you the scale because this is not a niche thing anymore. By early 2026, ChatGPT crossed around 900 million weekly active users. That's not counting Google's AI answers, Perplexity, Gemini, or the rest. A massive and growing share of buying research now happens inside one of those chats. Somebody asks who's the best insurance broker near me or which software should I use, and the model hands back a short list of names. The front page of the internet used to be Google's first 10 links. Now, for a lot of people, the front page is whatever the AI says back. If you're not in that reply, you don't make the list. Here's the number that should change how you think. In Google's AI mode, roughly 93% of searches end without a single click to any website. The person got their answer right there and moved on. Across AI search in general, most sessions end the same way, no click. For 20 years, the whole game was getting the click, getting them onto your site. That game is shrinking fast. You often can't win the click anymore because there is no click. So the new target is different. You have to win the mention. You have to be the brand the AI names inside its answer. Because for most of these people, that mention is the only impression you'll ever get. A lot of business owners think they're safe because they rank well on Google. That safety is mostly gone. The AI doesn't just read the top result and repeat it. It pulls from a bunch of sources, blends them, and writes its own answer in its own words. It might use your facts and never say your name. So you can be the best ranked page in your category and still be completely missing from the answer the customer reads. Being findable on Google and being cited by AI are two different jobs now. The good news is that getting cited is something you can actually work on purpose. And most of your competitors have no idea it's even possible yet. This has a name now. It's called Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO. Old SEO was about ranking on page 1. GEO is about being part of the answer itself, the brand and the facts that AI decides to repeat. And here's the part I like. It's not magic, and it's not gamed by spammers yet. Researchers have actually studied what makes AI models cite one source over another, and the findings are clear enough that you can act on them today. GEO and SEO are not enemies. They work together, because the AI still reads the live web to build its answers. But GEO has its own rules, and once you know them, you can write content that's much more likely to get picked up and quoted. Let me give you those rules. So what makes a model pick your page to quote? It comes down to a few things, and they all point the same direction. The AI is basically acting like a careful fact checker. It wants content that's specific, not vague. It wants claims it can stand behind, which means real numbers and real sources. And it wants freshness, because these systems lean on recent content, especially tools like Perplexity that search the live web every time. So a fluffy opinion post that says marketing is important gets skipped. A clear page that says here's the exact stat, here's who said it, here's when, that's the page that gets pulled into the answer, right like a fact checker, not a hype man. Now here are the 3 biggest moves with the data behind them. Move 1, and it's the strongest one, add real statistics. A study led by Princeton researchers tested 9 different tactics across 10,000 queries to see what made AI cite a source. The single biggest winner was adding statistics to the page. It lifted citation rates by about 41%. Think about why. A model wants to give a confident, specific answer. If your page hands it a clean number, that number is easy to quote, and quoting it makes the AI's answer look smarter. So instead of writing, our service saves you time. You write, our clients save an average of 9 hours a week. One of those is quotable. The other is wallpaper. Put a real, sourced numbers on every important page. Move 2. Add direct quotes from named sources. In that same study, putting in real quotations from credible, named people was the second biggest lift, around 28%. Here's the logic. When your page quotes a respected expert or a known study by name, you're borrowing authority the model already trusts. It's the difference between saying experts agree, which means nothing, and saying, as this named researcher put it, with the actual quote. The second one gives the AI something solid to stand on, with a name attached. So on your key pages, bring in a real quote from a real source and attribute it clearly. You're not just making the page better for humans. You're handing the AI a trust signal it's actively looking for. Move 3. Cite your own sources out in the open. When your content shows where its facts came from with clear citations, the model reads that as credibility, and it pulls those pages more often. The interesting part from the research is that this helped lower ranked pages the most. A smaller site that shows its receipts can climb into the answer over a bigger site that just asserts things. That's a real opening for small businesses. You don't need the biggest brand, you need the most trustworthy and best sourced page on your specific topic. So link to your data, name the report, show the math. The habit that makes content honest is the same habit that makes the AI trust it. Stats, quotes, citations. Those are the 3 moves. Here's one more that ties it all together: freshness. A lot of these systems, Perplexity especially, search the live web every time someone asks. They lean toward recent content. A page updated this month will often beat a page from 3 years ago on the same topic, just because it's current. That means publishing is not a one-and-done project. The brand that puts out fresh, sourced, specific content regularly keeps showing up as the current best answer. The brand that wrote one good page in 2023 slowly goes cold and drops out. So this rewards exactly one behavior above all others: showing up consistently with good material. Which, if you've watched this channel before, you know is the whole thing we believe in. Now, you might be thinking, if almost nobody clicks, why does the mention even matter? Here's why. The few people who do come through from AI are worth a lot more. Recent data shows AI search traffic converting at around 14%, compared to roughly 3% from normal Google search. That's not a small gap. Think about what's happening. The AI already did the research, already vouched for you by name, and the person clicks through half sold. It's a warm referral, not a cold click. So even though AI sends fewer visitors today, those visitors buy at a much higher rate. Being the name that AI trusts isn't a vanity thing. It's some of the highest intent traffic on the internet right now. Here's the opportunity, hiding in all of this. Right now, only a small share of AI answers include named citations at all. For most questions, the field of cited sources is nearly empty. That means the spot of being the trusted, quoted source in your niche is sitting open. In a way, the front page of Google has not been open in 15 years. The businesses that start publishing specific, sourced, current content now get to fill that spot and become the default answer. And once a model keeps seeing you as the reliable source on a topic, that's hard for a latecomer to undo. This is one of those windows that's wide open today and closes quietly. Early movers win it, everybody else inherits whatever's left. One structural tip that makes all 3 moves land: format. Your content answer first. Use the actual question your customer asks as a heading, then answer it directly in the very first sentence under that heading in plain language. Then back the answer with a statistic and a quote. Why does this work? Because the model is scanning for a clean, self-contained answer it can lift without doing extra work. If it has to dig through 3 paragraphs of intro to find your point, it moves on to a page that just says it. So put the answer right at the top, sourced and specific. You're basically writing the exact answer the AI wishes it already had. Make its job easy, and it rewards you by repeating you. Let me give you something you can do today in about an hour for free, even if you never work with us. Take your single most important page, the one about what you do and why you're good at it. Rewrite the top so it answers the main question in the first line. Then add 3 real statistics with sources. Add 1 quote from a named, credible expert, and link out to where your facts came from. That's it. You just took a vague marketing page and turned it into something an AI can actually quote with confidence. Do that for your top 3 pages, and you'll be ahead of almost everyone in your local market, because almost none of them know this shift is even happening yet. Now, step back and notice what every one of these rules is really asking for: specific content with real stats and quotes published fresh over and over, so the AI keeps seeing you as the current best source. That's not a one-time project. That's a daily habit across a lot of topics forever. And that is exactly the kind of consistency a human team almost never keeps up by hand. It's the same problem we talk about on this channel constantly. The winning move is an always-on engine that researches, sources, writes, and publishes every single day without skipping. The businesses that build that don't just stay visible on Google, they become the answer the AI gives. Consistency was always the cheat code. Now it decides who the machine quotes. Last thing, and it's the proof. This video you're watching was researched, written, voiced, and published by our own always-on engine, the same kind of system I've been describing. It pulled real studies, cited real numbers, and shipped today, like it does every day. That's the whole point. The way you win the AI answer is the same way you win everything else in content. You show up consistently with specific, sourced, useful material, and you never go quiet. If you want a system that does that for your business, automatically, every day, across every platform, that's exactly what we build at DJH Co. Follow this channel for daily AI and marketing breakdowns like this one. And the link to book a call is right below. I'll see you tomorrow, because the machine will.